Hello everyone! Welcome to another Inanimate Insanity 2 live stream. This live stream is focusing on the post-release for episode 10. My name is Adam Katz, and I am the creator of the series, if you do not know me already.
No, you're not.
So I think we'll just we'll go and introduce ourselves, and yeah, let's just do that. So
My name is Taylor Groden. Y'all might know me as one of the animators for the show, as well as the sound designer, as well as the voice of a couple characters, including OJ, Tissues, Paintbrush, Bo, and a couple others that are not that important.
And I'm Brian Koch. I'm a writer on the show. You may know me as Fun and some other people who are dead.
So out of breath.
yeah.
And I'm Justin Chapman. I'm another writer on the show. I voice Knife and Paper, and it's a pleasure to see all of you beautiful people in the chats keeping up the dates.
Justin, I thought you only had eyes for me, but apparently you just love everyone.
Who are you?
We're already starting.
Ooh.
So we're gonna be answering questions. We're gonna be talking about stuff. It's great. It's episode 10. Aye.
That's right. So this live stream is basically you give us questions and we answer them. Very simple formula. I feel like it works, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
And I guess it goes without saying that any, spoilery questions we're probably just gonna ignore. So probably don't even bother asking them. If you want to ask a really good and question that we all want to know the answer to, make sure it's not one that's all spoiler or anything like that. You can ask anything about episode 10. We'd love to answer it.
Not to say spoilery questions aren't good, but we can answer them anyway.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, spoilery questions are, of course, always everyone wants to know the answer, but no, we're probably not going to answer them.
The interest. It's
They're
awesome.
a great idea. They're not going to fool us. So.
Also, just for future reference, I'm not using my broken microphone, so I'm sorry, no Robo Taylor.
No.
No.
Wait, Justin, you said before that you heard it, right? I don't know why.
Because when we were preparing for the live stream, I got blue screened, and right before that happened, I was listening to Taylor, and then mid-sentence he just goes, "Nah," and I'm like, no.
Okay, well that was not my fault.
That is in live stream spirit, which is excellent.
Okay, well at least if it happened on the same day, right beforehand, okay, then you can say that you experienced it personally.
I have to read this comment because I love it so much. It's from the world of Molly. It says, "Hey Taylor and Brian, can you give Test Tube more screen time? The Test Tube gang wants more Test Tube."
Well, now my question is, why was it aimed at us? Why is it aimed at
That's your problem with the question.
Well, I mean, okay, I'm touched that it was aimed at us, but I mean, yeah,
I guess there's a Test Tube gang, which actually makes me.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was gonna ask. There's a gang for Test Tube.
I think
I'm just imagining a city, like a city street gang, and it's just wait, they're all dressed in green, they're all sciencey, we're the Test Tube gang.
And doing the snaps, like the West Side Story.
And then every time they do a snap, they say a formula.
Golly, gosh.
Glucose, C12. Oh, I don't know. I don't remember glucose off my head. Wait,
man, I'm sorry. I'll get you the money whenever you can. Oh, well, golly.
Oh yeah, it's C6H1206, and it's that's their whole thing. They just they snap and say formulas.
It's my specialty.
C02.
You know who
way of people for bonding for two people that have never met.
Oh, that's right.
Golly.
Jeez, that recontextualized that line.
Absolutely, that's what it's all about. All right, who's the question reader, by the way? We
should all just be looking around. I'm seeing a lot of who is your favorite character, but I think we all kind of already know that.
I think that collectively, we all don't have a favorite character.
Yeah, definitely not.
We have characters.
I kind of just love all the characters as they are. I have no favorites. The
thing is, when you're writing the characters, you kind of have to. You approach it so you come from a place of truth when you're writing each one. Because if you approach one of them and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna have them say this, even though I don't agree with it, it's kind of stupid. Oh, just have her say something about cleaning, soap, whatever. You can't really write it that way because then it just feels kind of contrived.
You have to find a way to relate to everyone.
Exactly.
It's very important.
So, Lightbulb the meme asked, will there be more of Lightbulb and Fan?
Oh, absolutely. There will be more of Lightbulb and Fan.
Yes.
Well,
Duo
there will be
dynamic?
more of Lightbulb and Fan and Paintbrush and Test Tube and Baseball and Suitcase and Nickel, and there's just going to be more of everyone. I mean,
Actually, every character that's on the screen right now will appear in the next episode.
No.
Maze
Yeah.
is gonna be in the next episode.
Maze will no.
Dang it.
but I think it's real safe to say that like you guys are going to ask, give me more of Lightbulb, give me more of Test Tube, give me more of Paintbrush, give me more of Nickel. All these characters are going to show up next episode. Like there's no doubt in that. So they're going to show up. So all
And
those
screen
questions.
time allotment will always differ just depending on the stories that we need to tell each episode. That's why some
And
characters
also
don't
that
appear
goes
as
forward
much in
because
certain
there are also some
episodes.
people asking this. Yes, that also applies to Taco. There will be more of Taco. So there you go.
And we'll also try to keep mixing up character pairings because Lightbulb and Fan, that was a little bit different. So we'll try to keep you on your toes.
Exactly. We don't want it to become just a formula where you're like, oh, these two characters are talking again. You know, we want to make sure that there are relationships happening with all of the characters, and they're all a little different, which I think
And that's kind of what we did last episode too a lot. We like Brian just said, we had Fan and Lightbulb, then we also had a scene with three characters who have really never interacted before: Balloon, Fan, and Microphone. We tried to really kind of expand with these characters.
Yeah. Microphone and Paintbrush and Marshmallow together, like a lot.
I mean, like they've interacted, but not enough for even to see like what their relationship is like. So.
And I mean, how can we forget Nickel and Baseball? That was a very different pairing.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, so
Exactly,
different.
Yeah.
So different, so different.
Very different pairing.
Maze, you cross paths with different people, so yeah, Nickel and Baseball. That was a rare opportunity.
We were so close.
You do the wow, Adam. I want to hear the wow.
But we're almost.
Wow.
What the? Wow.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Now I'm gonna search it up. Thanks, Brian.
Oh no.
Owen Wilson. Wow. That's that's another thing. That is a big
Inspiration.
Yeah, it's a big inspiration. It's a big inside joke between me and actually a lot of my friends that we make fun of Owen Wilson as an actor, and I intentionally made Baseball sound like Owen Wilson when he went, wow! So, I mean, I hope someone noticed that. I mean, I like Owen Wilson as a person, I think. I mean, I don't really know him personally, but I hate to say that every movie he's in I don't enjoy.
If you're out there, please, Owen Wilson, if you're watching, come join us. Come be on the show.
No, I feel like it's objective. Because
Adam doesn't represent all of us.
Yeah.
Cars 2 is the worst Pixar movie of all time, critically, and it stars Owen Wilson. So,
Well, what about
Does it? No.
Adam?
Does not.
Cars 1.
well, Cars 1 was also one of the worst, but not the worst.
See? See?
It's not. I mean,
Wait, everyone, I have something for you.
No.
Oh,
One more time, Taylor.
wow.
Wow!
There obviously are multiple takes of that line. I think this might be another one.
Wow.
That one was a little less.
That one was
but
worse. We picked the best take.
It was less.
I think we did the best.
Yeah.
So that was all real fun. Okay, lots of comments flying through. This is not easy to look through. Okay, so everyone just try to find a question that they'd like to.
I saw one earlier, but I didn't catch who asked it, and they were asking about the process of creating a party, which I think that Brian should take.
Brian should. Yeah.
All right. So we knew that we wanted to have a post-credit scene when they go to the Spoiled Lemon concert. Originally, it was just it was a very simple scene. It was just going to be you were going to have the Spoiled Lemon gang on stage, and they were going to be singing horribly. Then Baseball would be in the audience going, "Wow, this has got to be one of their best ones." That'd be it. But
Wait! I literally have that line open right here.
Dude, go ahead, play it.
This has got to be one of their best ones.
That was literally open on my computer. That's funny.
Fantastic. So
I
yeah,
had, like, 10 takes of that line. Anyway, Brian, keep going.
Alternate reality right here.
we had something like they were just gonna say like, oh, all I want to do is go to a party, and we didn't have like a rhythm or anything. But I was like, okay, let me take that idea of a line and construct an entire song and try to insert as many cliches as possible from pop music. So I did my research, tried to put it like September and walking down the street, was alone. Everything I tried to cram all into one song, even like a little break when there's like a dubstep rap with like a featured artist that like is very different from the rest of the song, and like even a slow section. All those cliches. And we were like, all right, I sang all this. There was no instrumental behind it. It was funny, but it was like, I don't know what we're going to do with it because we don't really know how to do an instrumental. And then on another one of these live streams, was probably like 2 live streams back. I think it was the one we did in
January.
January.
The one where we left Justin in the closet.
Exactly, the one with Justin in the closet. Very memorable one.
Good times.
We got a comment from this guy Morgan, and he said, "Oh, if you're in need of any instrumentals, you know, I could definitely do it." We were like, "Oh, actually, well, I mean, we have something in mind, and we were thinking about a party." And so,
if I may, Ryan decided to actually contact him.
Yes.
And we had no idea.
Yeah, I contacted him, and I was like, "Well, this is just me singing some awful stuff for like."
And I actually have the file open as well. That the thing is, Brian, that I think you should really emphasize is that the original singing was literally just done by you. You had no music to listen to. He just sang out loud, like.
I just sang it. I had like a rhythm in mind of sorts, and I knew I wanted it to be kind of like pop beat, sort of everything is awesome Lego Movie-ish, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was just me singing loudly with nothing behind me, and it was terrible. And I gave it to them, and I was like, well, I mean, no harm if you can't do this, but you know, try to do something. You know, we'll see what it is. Morgan was like, okay. I was like, how long do you think it'll take? He was like, oh, I don't think it'll take too long. I'm like, all right. 2 days later, he comes back, and it's the exact thing that you hear in the episode. And I'm like, I downloaded. I'm like, all right. I don't really know what to expect. I hit play. I'm just.
And it's extraordinary.
And then when he showed it to us, like, our jaws just dropped. We're like, I heard, this is what a party sounded like before Brian even had the instrumentals.
I woke up when it was morning. It was a day like any other day. I had a bad time because I couldn't rhyme.
And let me just skip forward to the more beautiful parts.
Oh, yeah.
Never ended.
So just things like that.
So then I was
born.
and we all fell in love with it immediately. And yeah,
Oh, yeah. It was over.
Yeah.
It was over.
And then we base a whole scene around it.
Yes.
Well, restructure anyway.
Looked into the
And
lyrics.
we were unsure if we wanted this scene to even be a thing. Like, we were just like, oh, you know, maybe if we have time. And then once the song was created by Morgan, and like it was amazing, we just kind of had to.
We had to do justice to what Morgan had created, and yeah.
By the way, that is reason 258,000 why the series is never straightforward in making, because things come up, you know, and things like that are good things that come up, but you can't expect that when you're going in, that we're going to get such an awesome song out of, you know, Morgan is such a talented guy, and we didn't think that this was going to happen, so. Just wanted to throw that out there.
You tried to even mold it into like a story point of sorts. We like looked at all the characters having reaction shots during the concert. We thought very specifically about what they'd be doing during each specific lyric. So if you watch it again and listen to what's being sung while certain characters are shown on screen, I think then you'll notice some stuff.
And by the way, this is a great transition to actually the process of creating the scene. I think Taylor, you can talk a little bit about that for sure.
Of what, the ending scene?
Creating the ending scene and how close we were.
Okay. Well, let me just start. We had the entire audio for the episode done. We've had it done for probably around a month now. We've been compiling. We've had stuff put together, and we didn't have this ending scene. We kind of didn't really know what to do with it until we finally sat down. We wrote it out. We wrote down this really, really funny scene. I was so excited, and we recorded, we compiled the audio, we got together, and then we actually storyboarded it. I sat down with Brian and Justin, and we made sure to storyboard. We actually made sure like all the shots were playing at different times, like where it what's the right word? It kind of like went with the song, all the characters doing stuff, and then we finally were like, okay, now this is done. Let's get to animating. And I guess Adam started animating a couple things. Let me just let you know that ending scene was a mixture of my animation and Adam's animation. Adam had a couple parts done already, such as the whole Nickel baseball part at the end, where Nickel's wearing like a fedora and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Then like
Nicky Fresh.
we were like, we were 2 days away from the release of the episode, and it was like the night before, or like 2 as well. And I literally was like, Adam, we don't have this scene done. I have to sit down and I have to do it. And I've never animated so fast in my life. Brian and Justin, I was sharing my screen the entire time, and they were watching me as I was animating as fast as I possibly could. And just to give an idea, you guys, that scene the episode came out at around 11 o'clock, right? Last week, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Or was it 10, 11, something like that, 11 o'clock?
It was 11, I'm pretty sure.
The spoiled lemon scene was finished at around like 9:30, like 10 o'clock maybe. It was like, that's when it was done. We were rushing as fast as we could, and I animated I animated like Pineapple singing and Marsh saying, "Oh, this sucks," and then Starfruit singing in the beginning and all the characters reacting. I did that in like less than 2 hours. I was animating so fast that my hands were shaking, and I was underneath so much stress. But Brian and Justin kept like edging me on, like, "You can do it, you can do it," and I mean, it definitely really helped out, and it ended up becoming one of my favorite scenes in the episode. Despite that, it created so much stress for us. And we got it done in only a couple hours, and that's really an impressive feat, I have to say, for
then there was
all
another
of us.
problem.
There was another problem, Adam, but we don't have to go into that for a lot of reasons. But just to say that ending scene was basically the end. It was the ending scene was the end of us because we just couldn't get together, and that's why some people were wondering, why did the backer version not have that scene? And the answer was, that scene wasn't even done. It wasn't even close to done. So the backer version was released at what, like 4 o'clock, Adam?
I think 5.
I think 4 or 5. Around
4 or 5 o'clock. Yeah. So yeah, and even around 4 or 5 o'clock, that scene was not done. It wasn't even close to done. So that's why we had to make like a secondary credits sequence and just kind of do a bunch of other stuff. And we made sure to inform our backers, sorry, but you'll have to see the other version in the real episode. It's not that we're trying to, like, take something away from you. It's just that it literally isn't done.
We can make up for in the future.
We would never want to do like, oh, well, you have to watch the real version to get everything. Like, no, absolutely not.
It was just a big issue that came up, and I mean, we've had issues nowadays uploading almost every episode. We had issues with 8, we had issues with 9, and we especially had issues
9 probably is more negative, I would say.
Luckily 11 went great, though.
It's all done.
Wait, what? Oh, 11?
11 went great because we finished everything a week ahead of time, a week before we stated the release date, right?
Yeah, 11's in the can. It's all ready to go. No.
Oh my God.
We're kidding. It's not done.
Here, actually, I have a question. Do you think that 9 had the worst upload problems, or do you think 10 did?
I think 9 did. I think 9 had the worst problems because I think we were at a point where we really didn't enjoy it and we weren't as proud of it at the end. Whereas with 10,
I wasn't proud of it.
It was better. I mean, for me, I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely really defeated that night. I didn't really look at the video until the next day very much.
That's a lie, Adam.
No, I looked at it.
He attempted to avoid it.
Yeah, and
you attempted. Yeah, you were trying to avoid it because you were kind of done with it. But I remember Justin and I sat for probably.
We sat for hours just reading comments.
For hours, literally just sitting and looking at comments on both YouTube and Twitter.
Yeah. No, I was there too.
Watching all these people go insane. And I don't know. It was. I have to say that it was one of the most rewarding things, sitting down and seeing all of the amazing comments. After literally no more than 3 hours prior, we were unbelievably stressed out by all the animation, by all the work we had to do, and then all of a sudden it just paid off almost instantly when we had people making all these amazing comments for us. And
I can say this: I could not have written better comments myself. I felt like they got exactly what we were going for. They were saying about what they thought and the unique direction and how it was focused on the character interaction. Just it's a bunch of them hanging out and everything that they're going through, and I felt like that really showed in the comments that were given, and I was very, very pleased.
Oh, absolutely.
So supportive.
I can't thank you enough. Yeah, I want to say, sorry, Justin, if I interrupted you. I wanted to say, when I said before that I was done and I didn't want to read comments, that's not because I didn't appreciate comments. It was because I was like very tired and defeated. Because also another thing I want to point out is I was supposed to see Finding Dory that night, and I had to return my movie ticket because the video wasn't done, and I had to just sit there and work on it, which I was happy to do, but it was very disappointing for me to not be able to go that day. So I wasn't in the best mood, but I did, and I still do appreciate every single comment we get.
All I want to do is go to a
Can
Dory.
I just ask you to look at? I'm not going to say this comment out loud just because I don't want to shame this person, but I'm just pasting it in the chat. Just look at this. Just look at this comment.
Well, you can't just leave.
You can't do that.
out.
I mean, I don't want to say it out loud because honestly, it's a comment that makes absolutely no sense. And what?
So why didn't you answer it?
How am I supposed to answer that?
I don't know.
Guys, if
So
you
don't give a real answer.
then it is. It's just who is your favorite question from episode 10? That's all they're asking.
Mine is
Someone asked me, who is my favorite question? My favorite question from episode 10 is
Who is it? Who is
what
it?
did she do this time? That's my favorite question. There we go. That was a question from episode 10.
I like
Where's episode 11?
Or is it hollow? I like that one.
Episode 11 though is starting up production, and it's awesome. And I can assure you that it will be out when it's done.
Yeah, that's the only answer, guys.
Spoiler
Everyone's gonna
alert.
have episode 11 out, and we're not going to sit down and redo stuff like we do with episode 10, where people just mindlessly commented "Where's episode 10" on a video that explained where episode 10 is.
Yeah, we're done with that for sure.
So we're not going to even try that anymore. You can comment all you want, guys. Where's episode 11? We're not going, like, it's going to be done when it's done. Like, and your comments are going to make it go any faster. If anything, it might make it go slower.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
That's
no,
the truth.
Whoa.
Every 10 seconds we take to reply to one of your comments, that's 10 seconds further away than episode 11.
Yeah, that's 10 seconds away from the 10 seconds more added to. So just imagine if 100 of you ask for, look at all those seconds.
So Joe Artmaker asks, do you make storyboards for II?
That is a great question. Well, I will say this. In the beginning of the show, when it was really just me and Taylor joining in with animation, we didn't have that many people. Even in the beginning of Season 2, when we had Niall and Ben, we didn't do storyboards because we had a smaller crew and we kind of had an idea of what we wanted to do already. We talked them out. But now that we have a slightly larger crew, I think storyboards really help because you're able to communicate your ideas more directly, and people are able to kind of imitate what you're thinking more easily with a storyboard. So,
and you should also tell them, Adam, what will be released on the channel soon.
That's right. So, by the way, I just want to plug our social media, Facebook and Twitter, because it is so important that you follow either the Facebook or the Twitter, because we post literally everything there that you don't see on YouTube. So, when things are going to come out, what's happening with this video, what our thoughts are on this, and you're not going to be able to see that only through a YouTube subscription. You're going to have to go on social media. But as I said on Facebook before, we are having a 5-week extravaganza for the YouTube channel. So
It's already kind of started, right?
Yes.
Already
So the
started.
week prior to the episode was the episode 9 recap, which was done by Brian. And then this week we had,
even before that, too.
and then we had the episode release, and now we are having a live stream. So that's 3 weeks already, but we have 2 more videos that are coming to the channel, which we already have talked about on Facebook, but one of them is actually a storyboard compilation and a behind-the-scenes kind of look at things in the episode.
Just for a more complete input, you got for Facebook it is Inanimate Insanity. For Twitter it's at Inanimate Tweets.
Yes, both links will be in the description after this live stream.
Plug. That's the word.
Plug. There you go.
Plug.
I did it, guys.
From Pagan Animation, they said, Adam, I interviewed you for a school project recently. Do you have any plans for Knife?
Oh my God! Hi. It was awesome to talk to you.
Wait,
By
who
the
is
way, I will try, if you have a school project and you really want questions for educational purposes, I'm more than happy to answer them. Just email me.
Oh, well, they said they interviewed you recently already. So.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
And,
okay.
it was great. It was awesome.
Oh, you're just saying for other people. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But any plans with Knife? Oh yeah, we definitely have plans with Knife. He is a big character in the Inanimate Sanity universe. We can't spoil future storylines with him, but just know you'll be getting plenty of him in the future.
Yes, he had a lot to do earlier in the season, so we're trying to balance how much each character has their screen time. But don't worry, it's not like we've forgotten him or anything. What we've done with him is very, very intentional. You'll see where that's going. And I really love the idea of a school publication being printed about plans for Knife.
Plus,
I'm imagining a
Let's
newspaper
find
article
the truth.
specifically about Knife, and without even context to who Knife is and what Inanimate Sanity is, and it's just what is going on in the life of Knife?
It has my face on the cover. It's like
And it's just Justin. It's the face behind Knife.
So you have plans for your life, huh? Yes, I want you to.
Speaking of which, Justin records the most amazing lines for Knife, and because I have to sit down and listen to every single one to decide which one should I put in the episode, that little part where Suitcase is for us, your friends, and then Knife just goes, there are probably 20 takes of Justin just going,
I can never decide on which one to send, so I just send them all.
That's what it said. There's also some takes of Knife singing to a party, if you remember.
Did I do that?
Wow.
You did.
I have no recollection of this.
We should
I think
play
you
that.
write paper lines when paper isn't even in the episode.
Wait, let me hold on. I'm gonna mute my mic for a moment so I can find it correctly without. Give me a sec, because I can't wait to play this out loud. You guys continue to entertain one.
Well, while you're looking, from Toontron79, what was your favorite part of animating episode 10? You have a favorite.
Wait, what was that?
A favorite part of animating episode 10.
Adam, how about you go first?
Is it the process in general, or my favorite part that I animated myself?
I assume the former, but I mean you can answer both.
I'd assume the
You
latter.
answer both.
Oh,
yeah,
snap.
I'll just do both. But I guess my favorite part is that I don't know about my answer with that. I think it's just I've been working with these characters for so long that I guess it's fun to try to find new things to do with them, I guess. But in terms of my favorite part with the episode, I guess it would be I liked doing Suitcase's hallucination.
What?
And I also what?
Brian,
Nothing.
shut up.
What the hell?
No,
Yeah,
that's
Anyway, I guess paintbrush punching fan in the face was also a ton of fun.
And I think my favorite parts that I animated were when Lightbulb used Fan as a helicopter. That was so much fun. I had literally called dibs on that scene when we first wrote the script. And I think I don't know, when we wrote that in the script, I was like, I really, 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 really want to animate that, so I was very excited to do that. And the other scene that I think I really liked was just having the Alliance be shot at by all the laser guns and stuff like that, Nickel getting frozen, Suitcase lit on fire, a baseball being electrocuted. It was a really, really fun scene to do, make all these characters get all these crazy stuff happen to them. Yeah, so, yeah.
And it was a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, so I'm going to go back to searching for that line because I want everyone to hear the beauty. Justin, how about you find another question?
I thought I distracted you.
Did!
Questions. Okay, let's look at questions, guys. Someone just asked me again about the storyboard trial. We just, guys.
Wait, what? What happened?
I'm not sure if this is a proper question that we should be answering this time, but lost the question. Christine wanted to know, why is Taco helping microphone? Can we be vague about that?
Well, try.
There
I mean,
you go.
I thought she kind of explained it.
Yeah, I feel like it's
in a
pretty clear.
way.
On
Just
the
I think it's
you
pretty
know,
clear why.
the surface of it.
If you, I don't know, just take a listen to what she says. I mean, it's kind of all there when you listen to what she says in episode 9, and I mean at the same time, I think it's just you'll see. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory, but if you need more of an explanation, just keep watching. You'll see why. In the
We might
meantime,
talk more about in the future. Might not. Yeah, who knows?
in the meantime, how about we take a listen to these lines that Justin recorded, and this was originally because Justin recorded these lines when episode 9 and 10.
Yeah, because we wrote 9 and 10 together as one episode, and then we voiced them together. So I did this voicing a year ago.
It was over a year ago.
I have no recollection of what we're about to hear. Okay.
Right. Well, here's the thing that I think I should also restate this, is that obviously a lot of our fans know is that this episode used to be two episodes, 9 and 10 were one episode, but we had to split them because it was just way too long. I keep getting coughs and stuff.
I'm so sorry.
So a lot of the lines that you actually hear in episode 10, for the most part, were recorded way over a year ago, like way over a year ago. Like when we actually around like right after when episode 8 came out, we started recording these lines.
Yeah.
Even especially like Lightbulb did one take of her lines, and that was it. Like we just used them, and so those lines were probably recorded. I would actually say, when did episode 8 come out? 2014.
I mean, some of them would have been recorded while we were still in high school, and now they're coming out after our
it's a little weird
year in college.
they're way over a year old. So Justin probably doesn't remember this, but he heard Brian's recording of a party, and this was way before we even actually had the instrumentals either.
There you go.
So just take a listen to Knife's amazing recording of singing a party.
The party never ends, and I don't know what to do until you were right beside me. And with or without you, I'd be down on my knees. Wink! But not really, because I have trouble bending. Yeah. The party hit my mind. I'll ask you one last time.
You're so unsure of what you're singing.
I don't think it was done at that point.
More recently,
Put a wink.
I can't find it.
But more recently, a line that Justin recorded actually only a month ago for the Spoiled Lemon scene. I'm not really sure why you did this, Justin. You kind of just humiliated yourself.
Spoiled Lemon wins Inanimate
That is such an inside joke. I don't think anyone's going to understand.
No one's gonna get the joke because.
Well, you're the one playing it.
Yeah.
I'm the one who's just using the sound file, but Justin, you had to recreate it.
Alright, I think we have to briefly explain what the heck that is.
Okay, Brian, how about you go ahead?
Ryan thing.
And read more questions. But
Oh, or we could read more questions.
You know what? That's probably the latter is probably the best.
probably
idea.
the better idea.
There's a lot of Knife singing supports. I
haven't looked
appreciate
at the comments of the video at all, but
Here's an interesting
sure
question,
there's more.
and I don't think we've ever actually acknowledged this, just because it's actually not something that's not that important, but still very, very interesting. What year is II set in from Ben1178?
Well, that's not a question I thought we were going to answer. I mean, I've been seeing it a lot.
I think it's pretty.
It's
You
a
know,
good time, I would say. Because
I would say alternate 2016.
we've made references to
Alternate reality.
I mean, just by the fact that we put up voting screens at the end, unless you consider that a fourth wall breaking moment, we are saying that this takes place in the same time. But then you have things like Spoiled Lemon 2016. If you want to read into all of that, you could say, well, I guess within the show, the game is taking place over this many years. But there's references, especially like in episode 6, when it's like it's not Halloween. You're months late. Like,
Yeah.
so, you know.
In a sense, like, time is a weird thing that in II. I mean, like, when the episodes come out, we kind of pretend like, oh, it's when literally the characters are doing what they're doing as you watch them on screen. Yeah, but it's interesting. Time doesn't really move the same way, I would say. Like, saying that what you did yesterday in an II universe can mean what you did last episode, which could be months and months ago. It's a weird thing. Time isn't really that much of an importance, I guess, in the series.
That's why we try never to say, like, yesterday in terms of past episodes.
yeah, I think
It's on your wrist.
use more words like before or earlier rather than
Yeah.
on
We did
Friday.
have that one little mistake in season 1 where we were like, we're going back in time to when Mephone died, and it was like November something. I don't remember when it was. We put something really, really strange, and like we said, they went back in time like a day, but it was really like a couple days. I don't remember.
Yeah, we made it. It was the previous day when it should have been a month ago. But in that case, we didn't know what else to do instead because of Me Phone 4 us killed Me Phone 4 and then just stood around for a month and then did the eliminate. It would be kind of weird. Like,
yeah, I don't remember. So there are a lot of things that we did in season 1 that don't make sense, and I kind of like to disregard.
Also, I just want to take a second to point out if you're enjoying this live stream and would like to see more, I would definitely really appreciate it if you liked this video because that will definitely make it more easy to make more in the future. So
yeah.
definitely wanted to point that out, and I also wanted to thank all of you for helping us reach 80,000 subscribers this past week, which is really awesome. And the latest episode, I actually don't know exactly how many views it has, but I know it has over 250,000 in just a week, which is the most we've ever received in that amount of time. So thank you guys very much for your viewership.
Yeah.
From Zuchero Seltz, if we have fan art that we want you to see, where should we post it?
Oh my god. Well, I mean, you can always email fan art to the email address below, but we don't have a preference where you post your fan art or how you send it to us. We would love to see it, though, so definitely feel free.
Well, the thing is that since there's 4 of us, we're all always, like, we always have an eye out for fan art, like, maybe Justin might find one on Twitter, maybe I'll find one on DeviantArt, but whenever we find something that we think is really cool, we always make sure to share it with each other and just kind of show off. Like, I see amazing fan arts of just a lot of characters, and it's so amazing, and I always share it with the rest of the guys because I know that they'll appreciate it just as much as I will.
If you want us to find it easily, you could tweet it at us, or you could do it on DeviantArt and make sure it's under the Inanimate Insanity tag, because then those will be the first things we see. But we try to seek it out because we love all of it.
I could say that personally, I am constantly checking the Inanimate Insanity tag on YouTube. I'm constantly checking just the term Inanimate Insanity on Twitter, and occasionally I'm doing that for DeviantArt as well, which I'm doing right now. And I just found this wonderful Inside Out fan art that I just posted in the...
Oh, I just looked at it. Oh my gosh, that's so amazing.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, that's so great.
Sadness,
I want everyone to see this.
And fresh anger, it's beautiful.
Justin, tweet this out. Yeah, that's so great.
I mean, awesome. Why don't I share my screen then?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
We talked about which emotion would be which character. We do this a lot when there's any that we like. We'll be like, which II character would be this person? So
I think we had a huge chart for what elements each character would bend, like Avatar style.
Oh, we've done that plenty.
Several times, probably.
There it is.
Wait, okay, now make sure. Are you showing your screen now?
Mm-hmm.
Check that out. Awesome. There's so much.
So good.
Tricky 101. You made I'm sorry, Tick Lee 101. My bad.
Yes.
This is a super cool fan art. I love it.
That's
I'm looking through a lot, and there's a lot of amazing stuff here. I mean, if you're talking about Insanity DeviantArt, there's a lot of talented artists out there.
Yeah, I think all these, I would probably pick the same choices for which character would represent what.
Definitely.
Really well done. Yeah, they fit perfectly.
Absolutely.
All the facial emotions look so well, and they remind me of the characters from Inside Out as well, like just really well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Fantastic job.
Especially Sadness, I think, really.
Sadness really reminds me, yeah.
Like that's cool too.
Like, I think they're
all great.
Suitcase has a little part of her, like that little twirl at the top that's actually from Fear, like the character.
Yeah,
so
that's
cool.
And Paintbrush makes so much sense because Paintbrush's hair always lights on fire.
It's like how Anger's head lights on. Yeah.
So cool.
So well.
I was thinking too. Excellent job. Boy at Lopez said, "Brian, sing a party now," which I don't know, man.
If you go to episode 10, you might be able to hear it. I'm sorry,
You're such a jerk.
You've done singing live streams in the past, is my point.
I woke up when it was morning. It was a day like any other day.
Hey, Brian, we should share what the original plans for a party were, though.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Go for
it. Wait, sure. I think it would be really funny if we share that.
All right.
I don't know what you're referring to right now.
What originally was going to happen after we actually had Morgan make the instrumentals for a party, the whole thing is that Brian's voice for the party that you hear now was actually going to be the so-called bad version of a party. We were going to have, like, maybe Lemon sing it, or one of the other characters, and it was supposed to be playing when Starfruit wasn't on stage. And then, when Starfruit got on stage, he was going to be voiced by either me or somebody else who could actually sing, just because we were like, oh, we should actually make him pretty good. And then we kind of just decided, hey, wouldn't it be funnier if we just made Starfruit sound kind of bad? And so we switched it up, and we decided that one of the characters who isn't Starfruit, who I would voice, would sound awful, and Starfruit would just sound not as awful. And the joke is the joke is that I can actually sing and Brian can't, but so we just decided to switch that up.
Whoa!
Why not? Well, no, in the nicest way.
Yeah, that was not the nicest way, but okay.
Brian, you and I have talked about this before, and you even joked that it was funny. Because
oh, no, yeah,
I'm not saying that you can't sing, but I'm in an actual choir, and you're not. And like that's the whole thing is that I purposely made a character sound awful, and you made a character sound not as awful.
I don't know, man. I mean, if you were a good singer, I don't think you'd be capable of making something sing that awful. You know.
That was the thing that changed it was because Morgan did such a great job, and the song actually, honestly, sounded pretty good, despite me. My absolute best with my vocals to make it sound terrible, it still sounds pretty good, and people can unironically enjoy it somehow.
I do all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Even though by the end of the song, I'm literally running out of breath because I recorded it all in one take on purpose.
You.
Yeah, that was it. Brian, good job. Best singing.
Awesome.
Brian deserves the best singing award.
He already won.
Yeah, he already did one.
I don't need it.
Anyways, we should answer some more questions.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get back to that. Some good questions.
Because the chat has switched from questions to comments.
From Zeta Blocks, is #SuitLoon canon?
No.
Oh no! What? Say that.
Justin has a bit of a. Justin's very protective about ships, and we honestly just don't care about them. So
together.
Don't speak for all of us. We think you can draw your own conclusions.
The way that I just like to put it is,
it's not over yet.
Whatever you want with the art, with the characters, we don't care. You can do whatever you want.
I care.
Justin has some stuff that he needs to work out, but we.
Are you talking down to me because I care about what our viewers
do?
do?
He's not talking down to you. He's talking down to everyone who sips, which is way better. So
yeah,
exactly. Like the entire fan base.
Yeah.
The thing is that you guys, I don't actually care when you guys ship, and I don't think any of us really. Well, Justin has some other stuff, but I don't think that matters. So you can do whatever you want. We don't care.
See, okay, now we're getting some good comments going. #PageA for life. #knife case shipping. Hashtag team protect suitcase.
Right. Let's get a.
Yeah, let's keep on rolling here.
From what? Well, I don't know if you'd be prepared to answer this question, but from Washing Machine, what's with the seasons? It's pretty much always summer, so I guess that's again getting into the idea of how time works in the Inanimate Insanity universe, which I guess pretty much
maybe
always
just live in an area like California or Florida where it doesn't snow. Then again, it did snow.
Yeah.
I guess we could just say it's a world where seasonal changes are not to be expected all the time.
Well, also think of it this way. Maybe they do episodes when the weather looks nice outside, like you would do a film shoot when the weather looks nice outside.
That's true, actually.
Very true.
Right, yeah, you'd want to have a nice day out when you're recording something outside, but then, when you're just doing when it's a really ugly day out, you're not really going to want to be like, okay, everyone, stand and look pretty.
Canon.
Yeah.
Good job, Justin.
All right.
What is your favorite Inanimate Insanity episode?
Again, favorite, I don't know.
I have a favorite.
I can say that the past one was probably one of my favorites, but I think episode 10 was almost all of our favorites, so besides episode 10, what is your favorite episode?
Again, really hard to say, because I think especially starting around episode 7, I feel like we've done, and each episode will be a little bit different in how it approaches its tone or what characters it focuses on, but I've really loved all of them, and I think that in ways each one has improved upon the last since.
7
So,
plus.
Mine's episode 7.
Episode 7's great.
I mean, if 9.10, I'd probably go. I really adore 8 and how it's structured, but
Yep.
Hmm?
Not to say that I love 8, I just happen to love 7. so
Not to
much more.
say I love 8. Like you don't love it.
I said not to say that I don't love 8.
It's hard.
I don't know.
I think
Apologies.
they're-
I love 8, but I love 7 more.
They have a
That's
lot
all.
of, like, the way they work together and tie up in nice bows, 7 and 8, I really appreciate that about them. 9, I really love, just, like, the tone it has and kind of the turning point that it represents for the show. I think it's really, really interesting. I like the feel behind it. It was striking to a lot of people. And
Adam, you see any questions that you like?
Yeah, I definitely see some questions I like. Let me go through. I just wanted to talk a little bit about my favorite episode.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
What I don't like. I think that episode 10 is one of my favorite episodes so far, just because of what an accomplishment it is for this team. But I think besides episode 10, I think since episode 6, it's been pretty consistently good, at least in my opinion. There's no real outlier.
Adam, don't you love episode 5?
Oh yeah, no, I just that
Did you have to? Did you have
definitely
to?
don't need to. I think I've made it pretty clear that I don't love that episode, but that is a personal bias. I know a lot of people really enjoy that episode. So
Following with that, guys, what's your least favorite episode of season 2?
Ooh,
Of season 2,
I'm gonna get into that.
one of the first 2 probably.
It's either one of the first 2 or there's things about the 4th that
The 4th is my answer. I hate the 4th one.
I just really enjoy 4. I mean, I don't think it's the best structured episode, but I
4 was
personally
a
think it's
mess
very
for a lot of
enjoyable.
reasons. And I also have a bit of a hatred towards it because that's when my computer died. So
Okay, so
there's also
either 1, 2, or 5 for me.
there's things that were like cut out
Did I
that
know
would
I
have been
think
nice.
I think 2 is adorable for some reason. But
I do.
maybe it's just because I look back and I see things as adorable now because I look back and I'm like, oh, we were so young when it was like 3 years
they
ago.
were so happy.
Yeah, but I will say in episode 2, Fan is a horrible character, but anyway,
Oh my god, yeah, he is.
he's a horrible character, but you know.
Yeah, almost everyone was a horrible
Yeah,
character.
that's just how I feel, and I think that's on purpose. And then we wanted to delve more into them as time went on. We wanted them to seem like stereotypes, and then you get closer involved because then that's sort of a thought piece on how reality shows work. They simplify things, but then work
I
more.
like everyone in the comments is also answering what their favorite episodes are. People or least favorite. People are saying like, oh, 4. I see. Now I don't even know if some people are saying their favorites is 3. Some people are saying their favorites is 6. Some people are saying
Three
all different stuff.
fun. I like
3. 3. I think for some reason Yin Yang always just makes me laugh in that episode.
3 was pretty landmark, yeah. I
I
mean,
love
Yeah.
3.
I think Adam, you have a reason to love 3.
Yeah, I definitely have a reason to love 3.
it's, connection over time, but I mean, we can't say that.
We really a quick question that we can answer very quickly. What genders are Yin and Yang? They're both male.
Both identify male.
They're both male. Because, that
These
is.
are the questions that are easy to answer like that. There's no need to have an explanation. They're male. That's it.
Okay, Soapity Soap 1114, which by the way I love that username.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Soap. What's your guys' opinion on Sparta remixes? Which we love them. Please keep making them. We watch them all.
Oh,
I do.
all the time. I saw one. I was so that was the thing that when we were creating this episode, I was sitting down and wondering what parts of this episode are going to be made into Sparta remixes, and I put my bets on Paintbrush saying I hate you.
Yeah,
And I was like, there's like so many of them now, and I love Sparta remixes so much. I literally can listen to them all day. They're just so cool. I'll go through I'll listen to one and then I'll listen to 20 afterwards because they all just sound so cool.
I always for a long time I was like, well, I know Jario is going to make one. Jario does really good ones. There's a lot of other people too who now make them.
Oh yeah, Jario made something today. It was a fire emblem. YouTube. I don't know.
Really cool.
Yeah, he made it off of samples from episode 10. So
I saw
look out
fans saying, "What are we gonna do now?" And he sounded like a barking dog. It was wonderful. He was.
This is a Sparta remix.
There's a Sparta remix of that.
That's actually
I gotta
fantastic.
find that is one of my favorite lines. That also was not in the script. We put that in because it was funny.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah,
In fact, because all we did was ask for Brian to freak out for the fan line at the end. We just said freak out about there being no elimination, and he just recorded 10 different lines. He recorded 10 different lines of him freaking out, and it was just all bunch of stuff. So a lot of that was also improv. Speaking of improv, Adam, you can say what other scene was improv.
Oh yeah, so we actually there was a conversation in the latest episode where Baseball and Nickel were talking alone about how Baseball is kind of struggling to be a good leader, and that was all scripted in the initial script. And when I read it, it just didn't seem to me like it flowed as well as we thought it would, because when you write things like this, you can't always assure that it's going to come out not feeling forced or not feeling a certain way, and that's not anything you can write. That's more in the delivery or like how it works with the dynamic. And I feel like it would have been better if I just thought about what they'd say and just did it myself. So that scene ended up being entirely improv. And yeah, so that was a pretty fun thing to do.
Yeah, that scene was. I think you did that, Adam, in one take, right? I remember.
Yeah, I think it was 2. I think that was the second take. But
well, I mean, yeah, I remember you split it in half. But Adam did that whole thing you did it unscripted for the most part, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
It was among many scenes that then they didn't have, like, we rewrote them so many times. And I think what we did, I remember going with you, Adam, and writing, like, a few, like, key points that then you could hit on, like, stuff like Baseball not knowing what to say and Nickel being like, well, neither did I, but I had to step in and speak up.
Yeah, exactly.
So stuff like that, and then you just kind of went for it, and it really feels natural. It worked out very well.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it came out good too.
Yep.
A lot of people asking about Paintbrush's gender. We're not going to answer that, just so you know.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of spoiler questions.
Not now.
That's a good question, but I can't answer that. I love you guys.
Yeah, it's a good question. Definitely really, really good questions, guys. We're not going to answer them, though, because we're just not going to.
Here's a good question. How did the animation in Season 2 improve? Also, did you guys read the Animator Survival Kit?
The Animator Survival Kit. What is this?
It's actually a really awesome book.
In Season 2? Well,
yeah, so that's the concept.
Well, I mean, I guess you just kind of get... I mean, from my own opinion, you improve just as a like, when you're animating for such a long time, you find new tricks to do with all these characters, you find different ways to make a character move and make them express themselves, and it just kind of comes over time with experience. Adam, I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
No, I think you really hit it on the head. In terms of the Animator Survival Kit, I think it's a book that really everyone who wants to be in animation should read if they haven't already. I have taken a look at it. It's by, I believe, Richard Williams, who worked on a lot of Disney films. I know he worked on Who Framed Roger Rabbit. He's amazing, and the book has a lot of awesome information in it in how to be a better animator. So definitely recommend.
Wait, speaking of Disney animators, Adam, didn't you have a professor in college?
Eric Goldberg, yeah.
That's right. I think, yeah, it's something definitely good to touch on. Eric Goldberg was my professor at college this year, and he worked on a ton of amazing movies, including he animated the genie in Aladdin.
Yeah, that's his most famous.
Probably the most iconic thing he's done, but he's worked on so much amazing stuff. Definitely search him up.
I remember I was watching like Honest movie trailers or something like that, and I think one of the characters commented that the genie was an animator's worst nightmare.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, it's really funny.
So many different things. Like, what's so iconic about that character at that point in animation was there weren't too many big celebrity voices, and Robin Williams had done, like, speaking of improv, so much improv in the recording booth. And the animator has to keep up and do all this stuff. So yeah, Eric Goldberg, really, it was not only a fantastic job, but an innovatory job that he did animating that character. I would say anyway. Yeah, it's amazing that you get to be taught by him. That he's one of the greats.
And honestly, like, I can't say enough good about him. He really takes his stuff seriously, and he's just so good at what he does. And there aren't a lot of people like him left. So it was just such an amazing thing to learn. But also, here, I guess I'll share this really quick. I put this up on my personal channel.
Oh yeah.
I guess I will link in the description. But Eric Goldberg insisted that we all animate on paper and we don't use anything digitally. So this little 9-second clip was actually over 220 pieces of paper that I individually photographed and then strung together into a video. And this took hours and hours and hours, and it taught me really the importance of a frame and how much each drawing matters. And I think that's so important, and it's kind of lost in digital animation. So I guess I'll just play this. I'm not going to play sound because it's a little bit explicit.
As much as we love J.K. Simmons' voice, this is an explicit scene from a wonderful film.
Yeah.
There you go. You want
That's very true, Brian. Good catch on that.
Yeah.
We got like 3 different questions that are basically a variation of. Oh, there it is again. This one from Super Starman Luigi. Why are there only 19 contestants? A lot of people are wondering. For some reason, it just starts. Why, not as in like why an odd number like 19? Why not 18 or 20?
Well, actually, there aren't 19 contestants.
Yes, sir.
But why is that?
There are 20 contestants.
Who's the 20th though?
No.
There he is.
Yep.
But
so, I mean, we didn't
Yeah,
necessarily plan for there to be a certain amount of contestants. We just kind of, you know, made the contestants, and we're like, okay, that seems like enough. And I mean, like, even if we made it 18, like, I don't know, I think we included an extra contestant because we really wanted to, and we weren't even actually planning for Doe to be, you know, the new contestant or anything like that. But wait, it kind of just equal up to 20.
No,
but
I remember.
No real reason.
I remember how this went down because I think we were going for 18, and then we Aaron wanted to be in the show, and we.
Oh, that's right.
And then making like, and then I said, well, I mean, if we're gonna put Cheesy in the show, we could make it about like, you know, since we try to have what the object is inform what the character is like. Well, he could tell cheesy jokes and puns and stuff. So we were like, okay, but we also wanted to put Box in because we thought Box would be a really funny idea. So we were like, Cheesy should be in more, but like, oh, Box would be a funny idea.
Right. I think there was a pretty big moment where we were like, guys, do we actually have to decide between Cheesy and a Box? And and then I think we just kind of sat down and said, ¿Por qué no los dos?
Yeah, exactly. Because we were like, why not? Just put them both.
So I mean,
exactly.
Yeah. But don't forget, there aren't 19 contestants. There's 20.
True.
So I think there is a good in-world explanation. I just can't talk about it at this time. But I'll if someone reminds me, like in a few months or so, maybe a few years, I don't know. I could talk about that.
Justin, message me privately. I'm curious of what.
After the live stream, we can talk about it.
All right. Well, once this live stream ends, I'm leaving because I got to go to work.
No, stay with me.
I gotta go save people at a pool.
Oh,
Fox is
that's not important, Taylor.
I mean, yeah. If I need to decide whether or not to go be a lifeguard or to talk to a couple hundred fans online, I think I have my priorities.
I really love this comment from Dopper the Dirt Productions. Oh, Adam, I wore my Inanimate Insanity shirt to school. My friends asked, why is there a taco and a pickle on your shirt? And I went, because they are the best characters from the best show ever.
Oh, that's so cool.
Wonderful.
Yeah, stuff like that is amazing. Like, thank you guys so much for doing things like that. I mean, if I'm perfectly honest, I actually should really order more T-shirts because I don't wear them in public enough. So that's something I need to get on for sure.
We should also hopefully will be making more T-shirts in the future. I think the best thing we could tell you is give us some suggestions of what you guys would like to see on shirts. We try to put some fun things on shirts. Like there's a shirt with tissues and the oatmeal raisin cookie. There's a shirt with nickel and it's spelt wrong, and there's Bo with chairs. But I think we don't really know entirely what you guys would like on a shirt, and if you guys can somehow suggest to us, maybe if you tweet us, or if you write to us on Facebook, or send us an email, or any sort of way that you can contact us, and you give us a shirt idea. If we really, really like it, we'll probably make a shirt out of it.
Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah.
As they say, the man is the market, so.
Yeah, we'd definitely love to know what you guys would want on a shirt. Even if it's like a specific line or a specific character, we would love to know. It would be really, really fun to have some sort of, like, I don't want to say fan-made shirt, but fan-requested shirt. It would be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We could definitely play around with that. And I would like to announce that we have a new person in this live stream now. Please welcome Niall.
Hello.
Awesome. Very awesome.
What do you do for the show? I animate.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Good job. Good job.
Thank you
This
very
is
much.
our friend Niall. He's really cool and does sports, but by sports I mean animating, which is kind of like a sport. It's kind of cooler. I like it.
It's a little better than sports. I sport, but it's not cool. I think it's better when it's animated. Speaking of which, actually, that's why I actually really wanted episode 5 to be a soccer challenge to show how stupid sports can be sometimes. Because all the things that happened in the soccer challenge just were things that happened to me on the field, like being kicked in the face.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I told you this. Wait, what?
I'm sorry. That's happened to you.
All of those things have happened to me. I've been goalie. I've been pounded in the face by a soccer ball. That's why
Have you had a tooth knocked out like paintbrush?
Wait, what?
Have you had a tooth knocked out like paintbrush?
Close to. I almost had a tooth knocked out.
Oh no, jeez.
Yeah, and my dad's a dentist, so imagine that.
Did someone make fun of you on the stands, and did you try to punch them, but then they punched you first?
Adam, every single day of my life that happens.
Oh yeah.
And I hope you realize how offensive it is that you just brought it up again.
I'm sorry.
All right.
No, that was insensitive. My bad.
I was also crushed by someone twice my size.
By the way, Niall, congratulations on your 20,000 subscribers on your channel.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you
that's
very much.
awesome. That's super cool. And I would like to plug, Niall released an awesome new video that you can check out on his channel.
Thanks.
Fantastically done.
I saw it
And
this morning and I loved it, and I love you.
Oh, thank you so much. Love you too.
Animation continues to impress. It's very good. Very, very, very good.
Let's see. From Blue Sky Animations, would you guys like to be friends with me? Yes.
Blue Sky Animations?
Blue Sky? Hey, what's up?
No, it's not that Blue Sky.
Make the Peanuts movie. I don't like Ice Age.
All I keep thinking of, that blue sky.
If it was that Blue Sky, I'm not sure if it would be.
Niall, if you see any questions that you would like to
Oh,
bring
I would
up.
say yes. I love the Peanuts movie.
Well,
They
it
did well
depends
with
on which Blue Sky we're talking about. I think there's two different Blue Skies, but.
Very fair, very fair.
Oh man.
Guys, let's all get Brian to say last time on Inanimate Insanity.
Okay.
Last time
You
on
got it?
Animate Insanity.
You spoke of him!
It's great. I wanna just take a quick break from answering questions, and I want to talk to Niall for just a quick sec. Niall, what did you? How was it working on this episode? Do you have anything to kind of say about your experience with it and all that?
Well, firstly, I like to say I'm very happy with everything with the episode. I thought it was a really good episode. Definitely my favorite episode of the show overall. Working on the episode was really fun. Actually, I actually had when I worked on the episode, I had a really good time. I was really happy with the scenes that I did. I enjoyed animating the scenes that I was given. I just had a really good time, basically. I really enjoyed the episode, and I enjoyed working on it. And that's pretty much it.
It's awesome. Very, very cool.
Glad you had a good time. A long time, but a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think your scenes ended up being probably some of the most hilarious pictures I've seen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Scenes I've seen. I'm just looking at a picture, and of course, I have a picture. Probably one of my still favorite parts is Fan's wheel. That whole thing was so funny.
Whenever I see a reaction video, people really respond to that part well.
Yeah. That was a great scene for you to do, especially. You really knew what you were doing.
Yeah,
Thanks.
he's excellent on that. Perfect melding of animator to scene. Just like
That is right. I love it. Very poetic.
Poetic.
All right. So, let's see.
From Cherry Curiosity, Notice Me Senpai. Okay, well, I don't know which one's the senpai, but
We senpai?
the senpai.
We collectively are one senpai.
Yes, that's how it works.
You guys don't even know what the hell. You guys don't even know what senpai means. Come on.
I honestly don't.
What?
Did you speak Japanese, baka? Desu?
I mean, I do, but I don't. That's the thing.
I took Japanese for 3 years, and I remember absolutely nothing except like that.
From Animated Animator. Wow, I love that actually.
Oh,
He asked how old are all the characters, but I think we've stated in the past we don't have complete ages assigned, just more of who's the younger one and who's the older. But
we'll have a better sense come the end of the show to talk about that.
Who's the youngest and oldest of what? Contestants or between the crew members?
Contestants.
Contestants. That's something that we can talk about at the time.
Focused on age, but
in
Also,
terms of...
yeah.
Sorry.
We have a good sense, though.
I wanted to get to his second part of the question.
Go for it.
Was what is the hardest scene to animate in episode 10? And I just wanted to reiterate, it was probably that ending scene given the time restrictions.
Yep. And it was done so ridiculously fast. I couldn't believe how quickly we actually got it done.
Absolutely.
I couldn't believe we got it done, period.
And actually, I think we have a bad track record with end scenes because last episode's end scene had a huge issue too.
Ugh.
Yeah, well, frame rate. But I think we alluded to that earlier when we said how again you weren't necessarily pleased with that. But no one noticed. No one said anything. So that's nice.
Oh yeah, for sure.
From Anna the commenter, are you going to make more Spoiled Lemon songs? I think they want a full mixtape.
Oh my.
Yeah, I think what everyone wants. I don't think anyone wants episode 11. I think they just want Spoiled Lemon albums.
I think that is true.
That's it. No more episode 11. Just Spoiled Lemon.
Yeah, Spoiled Lemon.
We just put music.
Actually, instead of releasing, we should just be like Inanimate Insanity, episode 11. Spoiled Lemon, and it's just Spoiled Lemon.
Spoiled Lemon concert movie 3D experience. I think we need.
I've had enough.
All I want to do is see episode 11.
Someone's got to make Someone's got to make some sort of
and that'll be like a rehash single.
Yeah.
All I want to do. 11.
11.
Episode 11.
That's what all of their songs are. It's just all I want to do is go on an airplane to Hawaii.
That's all of their songs are gonna be.
Oh my god.
And then he just jumps off.
Yeah. Hawaii.
Yeah.
That would be
From
really
Pixel
funny.
Pet, Niall definitely makes the funniest scenes. Watching Lightbulb blink in the wheel scene was hilarious. Oh, that's really nice.
Oh, thank you. That was hilarious.
Here's a real fun question, which I think is really nice. Would you mind if I do a remix of the song of Spoiled Lemon? And I think our answer is absolutely. Please go for it.
Dude, we love remixes.
No, I don't think anyone's done a remix.
We love covers. We love all the stuff that you guys do when we released Keep on Cleaning and you guys did all these different covers of it. That was amazing. I love the way all that sounds. So, and
cover like a party and have like an actual singing voice, which I mean, compared to mine, you will. Then please do.
oh wait, but Brian, I thought you could sing.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry.
But Brian, you can sing, can't you?
Well, nerdy and artsy.
Oh my god, so crazy.
Lives were like before heard. Again, wait and see.
Brian, I didn't actually catch that.
The contestants' lives pre-show.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we could talk about that later. But Team T Mario asks, Adam, can you please make Pickle and Taco friends again? I mean,
I think there's a long road to that happening.
there's a bit of a complication there.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens.
Rest assured in our mind.
Their friends for like 2 years, and then she revealed that everything she's ever done was just a ploy to further herself in a competition.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it definitely doesn't sit well with him, and we'll talk about it later on.
And the last time we saw Pickle,
to help him move on, but
he helps to move on, exactly, to move on. So it doesn't seem like they're going in that direction, but, well, you know, you could still have hope. You could still write your fan fiction. From iAnimate38, a lot of the characters have changed because obviously they're being well developed and learning. Although, who would you say has changed the least, whether it comes to their ideals or personality, which I think is interesting.
I have my answer, but I'm curious on your answers.
I think I have my answer too, but I need a moment to actually think. I guess we're talking about the characters who are currently still in the game.
Yeah,
right?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who hasn't changed? I guess is the question, right?
Well, I think they've all changed to an extent. I think I have my answer on who's changed the least so far.
Okay, I gotta get in the episode 10 mindset. So we're talking who's been the most static?
Just who seems to the way I interpret the question at least is who is the most kind of like believing in their values and they just kind of they stick to that and they've been pretty consistent over the course of like the season. I think that's the way I'm reading into it.
I think I have an answer that's in a positive sense.
I have an answer too.
What? All right. So why don't you guys give your answers? Because I'm still thinking.
Go ahead, Adam.
My answer is golly gee whiz because
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
I
True.
feel like
YouTube.
I mean, she's a good character. She doesn't have too much flawed ideology. I feel
Those that
like,
don't get it, it's test tube.
yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I feel like the viewers watching.
yeah.
You-
Test Tube is my-
yeah, but Adam, keep going. I agree
No,
with you though.
it's just because no, she doesn't have very flawed ideology. She's a good person, but maybe she lacks. Well, I think she's confident in her abilities, but is not very good with people socially. I feel like that's all elaborate.
That is one thing. We've elaborated more on it. It's not necessarily her changing, but I get that to a degree. It almost feels like she's changing a little bit, and that she's become a bit more vulnerable. In terms of then like relying on others and how she views social interaction. But no, that's definitely a good choice. What were you guys?
I mean, if you think about it this way, she made a friend that's so important to her that she like burned herself alive to
Yeah.
keep the eggs safe or whatever.
Save the egg, yeah.
So that actually, yeah, no, that is a nice.
Think about that. That's a pretty big change from someone who didn't really have any connections at all in the beginning.
I
Let's say the other characters probably have changed a little more than that.
I-
Niall, do you have anything to add?
What? Did someone say my name?
yeah.
Like- Do you have anything to add? Like, do you think that any characters haven't really changed, like, at all?
Well, if I had to choose a character that I thought changed the least or stayed true to their, to the way they were when the season started, I'd either say, Test Tube or maybe Lightbulb, actually.
Lightbulb is who I was going to say. I definitely.
Yep.
Because Lightbulb very often feels like the most like kind of calling back to season one and what she does. She has her ideas that aren't exactly the best ideas, and she very much sticks to that and seems consistent. And she's not necessarily growing and changing along with everyone else, which I think is something we can get into. Because I mean, just the fact that like if like everyone else seems to be evolving and you're just kind of still the same mindset that you've always had, I mean there's definitely a bit of tragedy to that. But yeah, Lightbulb is who I would say.
That's a really good answer too.
Mm-hmm.
I wish Meepat was the contestant so I could say him.
Oh well, that would be a pretty great answer. But
Right.
is that who you're going to say in a positive sense, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, he's very. I mean, I was also thinking baseball briefly, but baseball certainly has become more grounded, and I mean, there's more to explore there. But
Well, actually, they did say characters in their question, so Meepat.
okay, it was characters, not contestants.
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
But I mean, Meepat is incredibly well intentioned, but at the same time, you could see that he's becoming a little more authentic in a sense.
Yeah.
Just like ever so slightly. I would say around episode 8.
And it's all informed by his environment.
Exactly.
The fact that he's been there longer.
He's logical about it.
Supposed to do. Yes, exactly. Taylor, did you have an answer, or did you say?
I was going to say Lightbulb. I really have to agree. And the thing about Lightbulb is that a lot of her humor is really because she's not exactly written into the script, and her humor stays constant because her voice actor, Michael, does all of her lines kind of on the spot,
Yeah.
So the humor that comes to her is all literally like it's so organic from her voice actor.
Exactly.
And
And
I think that's what really keeps
Michael.
like consistent.
But
And
we give her a start point and an end point, and then we let Michael fill in the gaps.
yeah, and Michael Brazon, he loves season one. He's been there since season one, so then he taps into that really
Right.
well, I think.
no, just to say, we do write for Lightbulb, but half the time we kind of just tell Michael, "Is there anything you'd like to say for this part?"
Yeah, he just
Yes, if he can improve it. I mean, he has a better sense of who she is because he's very connected to her.
Yeah.
There you go. Good, very good answer.
Yeah, that was
Someone asked, "Can you guys do some of your voices? It makes me so confused when Paper and Knife are both voiced by Justin." No, I think we're all a little confused about that and how that's even
Yeah, I
possible.
feel like
It's
that's
because I have my buddy Jordan in the back that I bring out whenever the knife voice has to be done. I pretend it's me. You guys got me.
Change the wiki to Jordan.
I know people are going to do that.
So I mean, it's either welcome everyone,
Welcome, everyone.
Oh my god.
Honestly,
You don't really
Jeremy,
think about how drastic that is until you hear it like back to back.
Back to back. I mean,
But it's still pretty drastic.
it's become pretty normal for me. By
how about
I've
your
been doing
voices?
these voices for how many years now?
Yeah, it's very true.
So both voices went through pretty drastic changes throughout season 1. Like neither of them were very consistent.
Paper got higher, which is unlike almost like everyone, and then Knife just got like dirtier, at least the voice.
No, it's at the beginning of season 1. Knife was, I think he talked more like this, and it's
He sounds like the Crimson Shin.
Crimson Shin. Oh my god.
With Paper, I think I tried to go for something. He sounded more like how he did at the end, at the beginning of the season. But then midway through the season, I tried to go for something a little different. It sounded a little more like how I auditioned for the show. And then he started talking like this for a little while.
Yeah.
And it slowly transitioned to what it is now. It just felt more natural for him, I suppose, as a character. I think it was based on how he was written that I just slowly started changing the voice.
I'd like to know is, with Brian, where did Fan's voice come out of? Because you've had some
Yeah,
changes.
that's a very good question.
It came out of my mouth. That's where it came from.
Well, we don't know what comes out of that.
Wow. Okay. I don't know what you're getting at there, but in episode 4 of season 1, when Fan appeared, he had more of a Chinese accent, given the context of the scene that he was, delivering the food from a Chinese restaurant. But when he comes back and is repurposed for season 2, I mean, that's not really a part of his character. That's definitely played down as a part of his character, to the point that that's not necessarily how he sounds anymore. Now, I kind of just play him as being perpetually in puberty. That's kind of what I have to do Fan with. My test tube, my god. That's just that's how he sounds.
Yeah.
That is so funny, actually. And then you have to make sure that you do a marathon before you record for him, right?
I kind of have to be out of breath before I do. I'll try to do the takes the lines a bunch of different times, so then I'll be a little bit out of breath by the time I get to one that I'm like, okay, this sounds like Fan, because I'm just, okay, I've been recording for 5 minutes nonstop.
Right.
That's awesome. Super cool.
Adam, I think maybe you could talk a little bit about your voices really quick.
Right. Well, I've been voicing Baseball, Nickel, Test Tube, and Apple, and I used to voice Taco, but now we have a new amazing voice actor for Taco.
And same thing goes for Marshmallow.
That's right, and Dalton does an incredible job as Marshmallow too. And I used to talk like this for and that sounded awful. So I'm so glad it's done. But Baseball, I feel like for him, he's one of the characters I relate to more. In terms of having leadership problems, so yeah. I feel like I try to emulate me and him a lot more. But that being said, I don't think his voice is just what you're hearing right now. I feel like it is a little bit different.
I agree.
It's more like this a little bit more pronounced. So a little different.
Kind of sound like upbeat, jolly almost.
Yeah, kind of like this.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah,
And I think what you said about trying to please everyone and be a leader, that sort of that informs that voice in a way, because it's sort of it's like eager trying to pump everyone up, come on guys, let's So that,
that's what I think is really funny, is that when I do OJ, it's actually mostly just my voice, but I have to actually play it down, because I don't talk I don't always talk like this and keep myself very mature whenever I'm talking. It's always I'm always, expressive. I'm always saying stuff with all these wild voices. And OJ, I really actually have to hold myself together, because he's a very serious and mature character, and he's very normal, doesn't go crazy or anything like that. So, I mean, every now and then you'll see him say something really crazy, where's my hotel, or something like that. But I think for him, you have to hold yourself together when you're voicing it. It's such a serious sort of voice.
That's so funny.
But I think the good part about that is that since OJ is a very boring voice character, if you may, Paintbrush, I get to at least do a little bit more of an expression for Paintbrush's voice. So
I mean, you have Toilet. I feel like that's pretty.
Oh, I mean, and there's Toilet, which gives me migraines whenever I voice him now.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, that's funny. Just comparing the way you do OJ, and then when I do Fan, it's pretty much the opposite of having to ground myself. I feel like the animal has been unleashed.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I have to say, given all the voices that I do, OJ is obviously the most normal because it's just my voice. But then I have to do a crazy voice like this.
Yeah.
Or I have to do one. Oh God, I haven't done Bo in ages. Oh God, I have to do one in the back of my voice or something like that. God, I need to like sit down and really do that one time. And Tissues is just fun because all you have to do is just add a really weird lift to your voice and make it sound weird, guys.
And we've definitely talked in the past about how Tissues was kind of created, but
Yeah.
I was going to point out you were talking before about how this scene was improv with Baseball and Nickel. I feel like Baseball's more jolly voice kind of got a little bit more like mine now in that scene.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he's not trying to present himself as a leader at all.
Exactly.
Which I think is a really interesting shift. I'm sure no one noticed it, but it is.
No, I definitely. Well, I noticed.
Oh,
it.
good. That's awesome.
Because then that's like it's not to say he's putting on a facade with everyone else necessarily, but I mean,
His mood.
I feel like he has to sort of put that like happy face on when he's just talking to Nickel, which is really nice.
If anything, Nickel wants Baseball to be a leader.
Yes.
And actually, one thing about me as a person is I'm really sarcastic a lot. And sometimes I'm so sarcastic that no one understands I'm sarcastic, and I get these weird looks of like, are you being serious with me right now?
Well, that's the thing, especially because we are in a group chat all the time. We're always talking, and Adam will say something, and I have to kind of just sit down and realize, okay, what is that? Is that sarcasm? What are you doing?
Yeah, you'll be like, are you serious? And I'll be like, yeah.
After knowing Adam for like all these years, I have to sit down and just be like, okay, I don't know what he's even saying here anymore.
I think we've happily gotten to the point that we can say awful things to each other in chat and not blink an eye because we'll just be like, oh.
Stop talking.
Yeah, absolutely terrible. So that's really what Nickel is just that. It's just like me more again.
Well, and on that note, I have to say, I'm leaving you suckers because I got to go to work, and I don't want to. But
I thought I was your job.
what I'm going to be doing for the
You
next.
know what he's going to be doing, right? We've got a sleeper!
We've got
Yeah, if anyone wants to know what I'm doing for the rest of my life, I'm a lifeguard. That was my whistle. I'm a lifeguard. Woo!
Wow.
Oh,
Is that a
you showed up as
It's a really, really fun job, guys.
That's my job!
Ugh.
So life we're in.
Yeah.
It's a shame you had to be a lifeguard. You can't have a musical career because you can't sing. But whatever,
Yeah. That's perfect.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Well,
We all have to make
I have to go,
sacrifices.
guys, but it's been real fun, and I know that for the next however long this stream goes on, everyone's gonna keep you guys entertained. It's gonna be real fun. So yeah, I think this was a real fun live stream, and what's the best way that I leave?
With a yell.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I always have to leave the stream, right? Well, all right.
This guy.
That was a pretty good yell, I must say. It was decent.
While we're still on the subject of baseball, I guess Depigan Animation asked, Baseball did say something during Nickel and Suitcase's fight. He said, guys, keep it together, which I just wanted to touch on briefly. That's like a pretty desperate thing for him to say in the moment. He's very much left out of that conversation. I think then that definitely informs the scene later when he's like, I felt like I didn't know what to say, and he let the conflict really bubble to the surface. He was just kind of helpless to stop it.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. He didn't, he wasn't as present. We didn't show him and his facial expressions as much in that moment because I feel like that was kind of intentional.
Exactly. Yep.
Because you don't really know what he's thinking about it until he kind of talks about it later. If it's very evident what his feelings are on the situation, why even bother having that whole scene? So.
For sure. Because he's showing him would almost represent it unfairly because he's kind of unfortunately irrelevant to when that conversation is happening.
Yeah.
So it seems like he has a more dominant presence than he really is, and that's the problem that he voices later on. So yeah, it's a choice in the mise en scène and all that. I don't think that's
there you go, exactly.
word, but
Mise en scène.
Galaxy Chickens doesn't have a question here unless maybe there's something else later down. But they said Bickle, which this is Gracie's channel, I believe. So shout out to Gracie. Thank you again. for your
Oh my
support.
God, yes, thank you. You know, we really want to stress thank you so much to the Mommy and Grayson show for everything they've done. They're fantastic. Definitely check out their channel. They're great.
Yeah, really, really love them.
Wait,
Thank you guys so much.
What was that, Bickle?
Yeah, they just said Bickle. So.
Quality comments.
Yeah, no, I think
It's funny.
everyone wants a little Bickle.
A little Bickle in their life.
A little Bickle in their life. Let's see. Are there any questions elsewhere?
Wait, had there been... Okay, wait, let me check.
I was gonna say, Niall, you're here.
Yeah.
I am here. That's true.
Awesome. Why don't you talk a little bit about what's going on with you and your videos?
Oh, okay. I'm not really doing anything at the moment. I'm kind of just, I'm just, you know, waiting for stuff to happen. The next big project that I am going to be working on really is the next episode of II, because right now I'm just kind of doing stuff. I'm just doing tests, trying to establish a good style for myself. I'm trying to work on really small little projects just in the meantime. So, you know, on my channel, my YouTube channel, there's probably not going to be much stuff, much big stuff at least, for a long time, because I'm not doing anything big. So I don't know, really. I'm just doing little things.
That's good. I think that what's so good about animation tests is that they kind of are little capsules of where you are in your like progress, and also it lets you do things that you probably wouldn't normally do for a show. So it's really awesome.
Yeah. No, you've done so much. It's good to then try to explore something different. Which, I mean, I don't have to tell you this. That's what you're doing. So like.
Definitely agree with that. I mean, you're just so good at what you do. So just like even.
Oh, thank you.
Of course.
So a question from Amazon Drawer, as long as we can move on.
Yes.
What's it like being partnered with Channel Frederator?
Oh my God! I should.
Very good question.
I feel like I should turn on my webcam for just a brief second to show what I am sitting with in my arms right now.
Ooh.
Let's see if I could do this. Oh, let me turn off my screen share. There we go.
That and then.
Oh my God! Can you guys see me?
Wow!
Look, it's a huge PuppyCat.
Woo!
So
PuppyCat from being PuppyCat.
that's right. I mentioned this on Twitter really briefly. I guess I could say it on YouTube, but I actually am an intern at Frederator Studios, which is so cool. And they gave me this recently, and I love this thing. And it has Natasha Allegri's little symbol here. She's the creator of Being PuppyCat. She's awesome too. So yeah, I was super stoked. They actually gave me this, and I just walked through New York City with this thing, and I looked like a complete idiot, and I got plenty of awesome looks on the train, which was awesome. It was great.
That was wonderful. Now I'm going to turn on my webcam for no reason other than to show this that I got in the city yesterday.
Ooh.
Baby
It's adorable!
Dory?
It's Dory. Yeah, it's Baby Dory from the Disney.
Oh my God, they make baby Dories?
They made Baby Dory, and I was so excited.
They had to know that
I
would
would buy a
sell
baby Dory.
extremely well.
Immediately when seeing it, I was like,
Mine.
Mine. That's a very interesting shirt. It's a very interesting shirt you have there.
oh yes, it's where where you could get shirts like these. You get from the Inanimate Insanity Spreadshirt shop.
No way! Can we get a little bit of a closer look?
Wow, well take a look. It's fan, and then it says
Wow.
Inanimate Insanity on it. Look at that, and you can pick the color, you can pick the character. It's amazing.
Wow, that's
Can we expect more shirts soon?
Can we? Can we?
I think you can!
No!
I mean, I've been waiting. I think we had some shirt designs a while ago that just weren't ever put up. I mean...
Yeah. Fantastic.
Because I mean, we get a lot of questions often about just a more, a larger diversity of shirts.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So
actually, you know what? I feel like I want to show that poster thing I made.
Oh, please. That's a good idea.
But
Oh,
feel
okay,
free to
yeah.
answer one question or so when I go get that.
Okay, so Vince the Axe asks, will there be other musical songs in Inanimate Insanity? I really love the musical theme on the show.
Yeah, I think you can expect something.
I think we have some ideas in mind for future songs.
Yeah. And
Yeah, it's possible. I mean,
maybe from the characters again, and not a band. Maybe.
Wait. No more spoiling.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Blasphemer.
Blasphemer. Oh my god. iAnimate38 said, that's the thing, I'm thinking of buying a shirt, but I have no clue which character I should choose. Well, maybe you should get the full cast shirt, or you should buy
full cast?
No, I didn't. But get whatever you want, or get nothing. Whatever you want. It's fine. It's there if you want it.
Or you could get my shirt.
Or you could get my shirt, because mine's the best! Not really. I love the other characters way more. I'm a fan of them.
Oh. Alright, I have it now. So I guess I can show this.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is pretty fun. I put this on Twitter too. You can follow me. Is my camera showing right now?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. You can follow me at AnimationEpic on Twitter. So I have this really interesting giant poster thing right here, and it's actually made out of postcards from Frederator, and you can see that it has a bunch of the fun shows that they've made on it, and it is a very giant poster. Very fun indeed.
Chalk Zone, the flashbacks.
That's right.
I have
Who's got the chalk?
Rudy's got the chalk. The chalk.
And I taped every single one individually to this big board, and I'm gonna put it in my room or my dorm when I get back to California. So really neat.
Nice.
I guess that is that.
Is the one with Timmy like showing his teeth from like the Shiny Teeth and Me episode? Is that like
Nope.
a card for it?
Yep, that's what it is.
Might have been the most recent episode I've seen. That being a while ago, my friend was
Actually,
showing
one
me
of the
this.
cards on here is the Dan Danger Show.
What's that?
One of the cards on here is the Dan Danger Show.
Oh, very cool.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like the little segment.
Have the original like Fairly Odd Parents designs from like Oh Yeah cartoons. That's
Yeah, it's awesome. So cool.
So from the King to Kid, was there ever a time where the votes swapped places last minute during voting and that shocked you?
Oh yeah, I saw this comment earlier.
Because that hasn't. I don't think that's happened in a while, but it has.
It did with the very first voting for.
Very first vote. I think that Niall, do you recall that? Because you had an opinion on that at the time.
Oh, what about tissues getting eliminated?
Tissues versus Apple, because you drew like art for both of them getting eliminated.
Yeah, I was very
Recall
upset. Yeah, I was not happy about that. I was quite upset, maybe angry, because I liked both characters, but Tissues is my favorite. It's my favorite Inanimate Insanity 2 character, and always will be. No matter how good the other characters become, I don't care because Tissues is so majestic and beautiful. And when I found out that he was the first eliminated, I must have cried for at least an hour, and I needed emotional support constantly. But I got through it, and I'm okay. I've recovered. But I was very upset. I made.
Unfortunately, Tissues will never recover from his condition.
You don't know that? We can save him!
What? Are you saying he needs to be saved? Are you saying...
No, I didn't say that. That was someone else. Joseph's distracting me on Skype.
The person who voiced his knife? It was Jordan, or whoever it was.
Thanks, Jordan. You could head back now. Okay, Justin. Do.
All right.
What a guy.
Well, Justin's having a nervous breakdown. Let's get to the next question.
Cough.
Let's
Can Ryan voice Mephone for us, please?
No, actually, he shouldn't voice Mephone for us. He sounds nothing like him.
Ryan, can you do an impression, though, of some sort?
No, I don't think it would sound very good. Put that cookie down now!
Oh my god, that was beautiful.
A blast
It's been too long. It's been too long.
I could
miss you.
It's been a while. I've been dead. I'm not coming back. I'm sorry. I won't be back this time. I was in Terminator Genesis with the Y. I don't know why they spelled it that way. It was a mistake.
Thanks for that impression, Jordan.
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 Jordan for II.
Oh, Animation Pineapple just wrote, "Off to the hospital!"
That's like the little Angry Birds kind of sound in the actual game. Like,
I wonder if we can make one of those before we leave.
Inanimate Battle? Oh, we really should.
We can make it in like a day.
We should.
I'm on my way.
They're not very, honestly, they're not very professionally done videos.
You guys want to see Edward?
Take
Post
that.
Should it be someone else? Should it be another young adult's novel film adaptation character? Inanimate Battle.
I think that's the fun thing about Inanimate Battle is, Inanimate Sanity, we think about it so much, and we really put a lot of thought into every little detail, but with Inanimate Battle, we do the exact opposite. And
Inanimate Battle, we go to the supermarket, we get whatever's there, we bring it home, and we look in your fridge and see what's there, too.
And then we're like, who should win? Oh, Knife. And then he just wins every time.
I guess the thing that now takes the most effort is figuring out a way for Knife to win without it being affecting.
Yeah. No, which is not to say he'll win next time, but he will.
No, we don't know that for actually, I still haven't been part of an Inanimate Battle yet.
Oh yeah, Justin, you gotta come and you gotta.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, last time I was at your place, that was like the initial plan. It just never happened.
Yeah.
Niall, fly down from England and just come on over.
Niall,
And smash some food with us, I guess.
I would love to.
Great, because you wouldn't even appear on camera. It would maybe we would see like your hand coming off, and you would fly all the way out just for that. I think that's really
Worth it.
Let's see.
Well, there's Hugo Everett who's been wondering for a while now. Will the Kickstarter backers voice act on episode 11? Can the Kickstarter backers expect an episode soon? You think, or
soon. Well,
I think I have a decent idea of when that's gonna happen.
It depends on your definition of soon.
Yeah.
Like soon in terms of how many episodes are left. I mean, yeah, because there aren't technically too many. But I mean, will they be in the next one? Probably not the next one. But I think after that, you
yes.
expect them start to.
I think I know exactly where a lot of them are gonna be.
Yes, I agree. I think we were thinking of the same.
I think we're thinking of
Are we all thinking of the same thing? Because I don't think we've had an actual discussion about it.
I haven't.
I think we all know where a good
all
place
know
is.
where they could fit in.
Okay, good.
And there's more the more major roles that people signed on for. We've discussed those.
Yes, absolutely.
Those will come into play.
I'm so excited for those characters.
Very exciting. Yeah, I know. It's really awesome that they'll get together. So I'm excited to have them.
We've been planning pretty thoroughly, and it's great, and I'm excited.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Someone keeps asking this question about from Animation Pineapple. Question was the scene when Nickel was trying to be sarcastic and Suitcase has the stars in her eyes. Was that a reference to Steven Universe? In some way?
Taylor did the animation for that scene. I don't fully know the answer to that. I'm assuming, but you can't be sure ever.
It could be a reference. It could just be similar art style. I know a lot of people have definitely Suitcase had Steven Universe eyes, which I mean, I'm glad that made everyone happy. It makes us all very happy. It makes
this is kind of sad to admit, but Steven Universe is not the first show to have a character have stars in their eyes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just keep that in mind.
I think I drew stars in characters' eyes when I was a kid, just doodling. It's just a thing.
It's a meaningful thing for Steven Universe, though, because
they give it greater meaning, of course, than I think any other show. But yeah,
because of when Rose did it in that one episode, and Steven had done it before. She did it in Story for Steven, and I remember we were freaking out because it's oh my gosh, that's what Steven does. They're the same time. It's yeah. So.
I will say, it's kind of one of those things where people put dollar signs in people's eyes when they're getting greedy or they want money.
Yep.
It's just one of those cartoon tropes.
Yeah.
Don't be
that's a Mr. Krabs thing, but it's not. It's cartoon.
It's not. Yeah, and it's don't be the Powerpuff Girls reboot. Don't just put anything in their eyes. They put literally everything in their eyes just cause.
They put literally everything in there.
Think about it.
I'm gonna be honest. From what I've seen on TV of the show, and it's very brief. It's better than people give it credit for. I've seen the infamous clips that go online, and those are definitely they have major issues. But it seems like a functional show in a few episodes that I've seen. I'm just gonna say that.
I haven't watched enough to
At
make.
least more enjoyable than something else that is airing on Cartoon Network right now, and I think everyone knows what it is.
Don't agree. Don't agree.
Well, that's why there's.
We had this discussion, Brian. I've seen both shows equally, and I think I'm gonna side with Adam on this one.
Yeah.
The time that we were watching Cartoon Network together, you agreed with me at least that time that it was more enjoyable to watch Powerpuff Girls than that other show.
We can say
You
that.
don't even say it.
It's not like it's a name that cannot be spoken.
I don't want to say it because then it might appear behind me. There's a taboo on that name. No, and look, I'm not going to defend either to heaven and back. I don't, I'm not really a fan of either of them. I think that's pretty clear. None of us are. But, if someone out there likes them, then by all means, it's there. I'm just glad we have so many wonderful, cartoons to choose from now. So many great animated series that, there's something for everyone. There you go.
Definitely agree with that. We are going to wrap up in about 10 minutes. We're going to end at 3 p.m. So we'll get a few more questions in there, and we'll try to get to everything.
Let's see. From Sue Lala Little Cutie, why aren't you doing rejoining? This is something we've touched on several times. It's because we feel like whenever then a character rejoins, they're inevitably not going to win the show because people really want to see them again, but once they come back, it's like, well, they don't really deserve to win because they weren't there for the whole game. So in a sense, it's a little bit pointless. That being said, if you want to give a character who got out early more screen time and flesh out their character more, I think there's ways of doing that without it having to be a rejoining of the competition. And I think we've done that with characters who've been outside the game. Pickle didn't rejoin, but he had a nice little story in episode 7. So you can expect things like that, maybe. Things like that have already happened.
I do want to bring up Survivor really quick, because they had a season called Survivor Redemption Island.
Yes.
It's very infamous because people don't like the idea of someone getting voted out based on what they've done in the game and the decisions they've made, and then coming back, they immediately have this role of an underdog, which makes their winner's chances so much higher, even though they screwed up. So people hated that. I hate that too. I don't think that I want to see a Redemption Island twist ever again. And they have stopped doing it.
Experiment, but yeah, I understand then why they shouldn't keep that a part of the game going forward.
Boston Rob's a great survivor, but I just don't feel like seeing something like that again, honestly.
Right. No, and I totally get that. I think, to many extents, it's sort of been going against what the game's about. So
shout out to Spencer Bledsoe.
Have you communicated with him recently, Adam? Has he been liking your tweets recently?
Yeah, he's doing well.
Nice.
He's great.
He's a cool guy.
All right, let's answer a few more.
From 1R5D Roodle, will the desert monster from II Season 1 come back? Hey, you never know.
You never.
I think that's who everyone wants to see. Approximately how long does it take to make an episode of II2? How's it different from Season 1, from Jackson Skinner?
I think it's both more simple yet more complicated because we have more people working on the show. We have a more diverse crew, but with that comes more communication. There's more people to talk to every time, and also there's a higher bar of quality, which
for sure.
It's kind of a balance. It takes longer overall, but I think the product you're getting is justifiably better.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I think someone asked earlier, I forget who it was, but they kept asking, if we prefer Season 1 or Season 2. And I think we can all say Season 2, which is how it should work, I think. Come back and need to, yeah, you need to offer a new perspective that kind of deepens everything, and it should be superior, at least in a sense. So,
yeah.
Let's see. Seeing any other questions, Justin?
Don't do what Glee did.
Well, there are so many things that Glee has done. You could say that at point blank like that, and I mean, it's not like I can disagree, but I didn't say it. Well, so I guess it was probably Rio de Leon who asked that question, because I just saw it come up again. I'm assuming that's what I was asking before. From Star Kid, what's inside the egg? When will it hatch? I don't think we can tell you. I'm sorry.
egg stuff.
Now, okay, I have a question. What if we just said it now? Then what?
It's yolk.
No.
Then you know the answer, but then it's just like, oh great, now what's the point of even making an episode?
Well,
Wow, Adam, I never thought of it that way. I never thought of it.
There you go.
From Drawing His Life 1, 2, 3, 4, smiley face. Will Spoiled Lemon show up in other episodes like they did in episode 10? Hey, maybe. I mean,
I make a cameo.
Not ruled out.
I think it's safe to say that hasn't. We planned out a lot of things. The future of Spoiled Lemon is still up in the air.
we had an idea of the way in which like the song could be relevant again, but that's about all we can say.
Yeah.
You'll see where that goes. Does All I Want to Do have an instrumental version? Oh, from Ben1178. So that's a party. It does have an instrumental version. Has it been put up yet in any way?
No, we are going to
I
release.
thought we didn't yet. Okay, whoops.
We're planning to release a party as well as other versions. Just stay tuned to our social media, Facebook and Twitter for more information on that.
You can, however, currently find the full version of a party with the vocals on SoundCloud, which I'm assuming you already know, but if anyone else hasn't seen it already, that's on. And I think the SoundCloud, it's called Inanimate Insanity, right? That's the name.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay, so then you should be able to find it, and it's a full extended version with like plenty more than what you heard in the episode, so you could get your Spoiled Lemon fix.
That's fantastic.
Let's
We'll
see.
answer one more question or two, and then we're going to have to, unfortunately, wrap up this stream. I know, man. I love these. We should definitely do more. I'm very busy nowadays, but I'm going to try.
From Fried Egg, have you seen the Twitter account II as Vines? I actually have. I think it's really funny. Yeah, that's terrible. They have a very good grasp on what the characters are like, and I think they make good choices. It's basically they pick existing Vines and they say, oh, well, in this it reminds me of Baseball and Nickel, and then they'll show the video and I'll be like, that's really funny. They had such a good grasp. I remember they did one that was about, I think it was Nickel and Microphone, and it was before episode 10 came out, and it was a Vine about a group project, and they were assigning roles, and then the person who represented Microphone asked, well, what am I going to do? And then the person who represented Nickel was like, oh, I don't know, it doesn't matter, whatever. And I was like, that's so funny. I mean, they know the characters so well. That's similar to a scene that happens in episode 10 when he's assigning roles about Dave. So I was like, wow, that's really, really cool. Just a little anecdote. Let's see. Anything else? So then this could be the last question, maybe.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Ben, do you have one, Justin? Or
No, there's too many. Make a decision, Brian. Got this.
Ben1178. Do viewers have any input on dynamics of the episode other than voting? That's I think is an interesting question. I think then that's getting at if we take your feedback into account in terms of how we approach the writing of episodes. And I think we definitely we want to see what you do. That's why we've been asking for reaction videos for a very long time, and we really value all of your comments because we want to see what you think, what characters you're taking to, if you feel like someone like acted out of character or you want to see more of this person. And usually, it'll be part of the plan, and we'll have that character act in a certain way, knowing where they're headed down in the future, or a character that got little screen time will be getting more in the future, like Knife's a good example. But it's still good to see that. It's still good to see that you guys are noticing that, and it definitely we keep it in mind in terms of how we go forward in the future with the show. Anything to add, you guys, or that's yeah?
I think with that, we are going to wrap up that is our final question. But thank you all for asking any questions you may have. I'm so sorry if we didn't get to it, but feel free to tweet at us if you want anything specific answered, and we'll probably answer it. So there you go. And also, I wanted to thank again everyone for their support with the channel. Like we said, 80,000 subscribers, over 250,000 views on our latest episode. I mean, we could not have hoped for anything better.
Unprecedented. Wonderful, guys. Thank you so much.
So much, and also to all of our Kickstarter backers, once again, really appreciative. Follow our Kickstarter exclusive updates. Mini prints are coming really soon, which is really exciting. They look really good. Brian, you came with me to print them, so.
Yes, yeah. I'm really excited for everyone to get their mini prints. They came out really nice, and they have a taco on them, which is cool.
Yeah, it's so awesome. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Would anyone like to say any final words?
Forever. Final words forever.
Play us out, Niall.
Yeah,
It's been a-
give us something to remember.
Something to remember. Always be yourself. Stay true to your heart. Listen to the rain and the emotions within you, and you'll reach a paradise.
My guidance counselor told me the same exact thing.
Now let's rock!
And now look where I am.
And my guidance counselor actually left me, so
Oh yeah.
he went to another school and didn't tell me.
It seems like, well, maybe you didn't want them guiding you anyway.
Yeah. Oh my god. All right. Well, thank you guys so much again. Have a good one. This is the Animation Epic Inanimate Insanity Crew signing off.
It isn't.
Goodbye!
Bye.
Let's scream at the end. Whoa!
Ah!